Oh, I saw it. Okay, Crystal, can you hear me now? Crystal? Crystal? Hello? Hello, home. I can hear you. Great, we are live. Okay.
I don't want to be alive anymore.
Ugh, homie.
Which will show it's a final, it will show all of the forms that we've done this semester. Of course.
We are live, and they can hear me finally.
Okay. So I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out and supporting our Tai Chi Club. We're called the Snow Dragons. You'll see when they come out, they all have their little snow dragons on the back. And in Tai Chi Club, normally I bring a T-shirt that shows what our motto is, and but it has a little meditator on it, and it says "Practice peace within, reflect peace without." And so today we're really excited. We've got, I think, a lot of fun things for you to see. And our very first one that we're going to do, well, first let me give a shout out to Dr. Paul Lamb. He is he's a grandmaster. He has a gold medal in Tai Chi, and his organization is one of 3 that the Center for Disease Control actually says has scientific backing, evidence-based backing on the health benefits of Tai Chi. And so most of the forms that I do at Snow College are from Dr. Paul Lamb. And so you'll see several of those tonight. And the first one that my students are performing is from Dr. Paul Lamb. It's called Restore. And it's specifically a very simple form that enables people at any type of healing. You know, if you've had surgery, so it's very simple, very calming. And what we've done with the forms is just kind of spruce them up a little bit, add some choreography and some music. So, like I said, the very first one you'll see is Restore. So the next form that we're going to do is called Warhorse, and it is actually a form that one of our previous members of the Tai Chi Club created, Cheyenne Alker, and she said that we could still use it this semester. And it's a really fun one. It's done with both staffs. And if anybody knows, if they say what is the first weapon ever used, and if it goes back to this, it's basically a stick, right? You can pick up the stick. So the bow staff goes across almost all cultures as a weapon that's been used for ages. So I hope you enjoy Warhorse.
Presenters. Bow. Commence.
So our next form is a form that I just introduced this semester to my students. And it's one that is really what made Paul Lamb famous. It's his arthritis form. And he actually was raised in a country that went through a severe famine. And so he didn't get a lot of nutrition as a child. And while he was in his doctorate degree as a medical doctor, his arthritis was so bad that he decided to go back to China and find out if he could find some alternative types of ways to deal with the pain. And so the arthritis form is kind of famous throughout the world because it is so beneficial. In fact, in Canada and some other countries, they actually pay seniors to take Tai Chi classes because, one, for fall prevention, which falling is, believe it or not, the second most preventable cause of death. I mean, the complications from a fall usually, and also because arthritis is such a difficult and debilitating disease as well. So, with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and see our arthritis form. So I definitely enjoy having mixed martial arts. I started out with Taekwondo, took it with my younger boys, and several of my students take Aikido. And so we're going to actually have them perform something from Aikido, and I'm going to turn it over to Brooke to just tell you exactly what it is that they're doing.
So we're gonna be doing the 20 Joe story, and I butchered that pronunciation, I apologize. Basically, it is a Joe kata, so you just some basic movements, so that way you get used to it, so when you're in combat, you don't have to do that.
I am going to say one more thing with that, because how many of you in here have ever read Wheel of Time or Brandon Sanderson's Miss Bourne series or anything? Have you ever heard them talk about a kata, doing a kata? So, but what it is, all forms are a type of kata. It's where you learn a particular, like you'll see them doing this a lot, right? So it has a particular name and is put into different sequences. The strikes and things are put into different sequences, and those sequences are called a form or a kata. So that's what you're looking at, and we'll have a few sword ones for you to look at as well. So enjoy this Aikido one.
Centaurs. Bow. Commence.
So I don't know if you can see it from the distance that you're standing, but there were basically two different types of bow staffs that they use. Some have the tapered ends, so they're a little bit thicker in the middle and they taper out. That's actually more of a taekwondo style. The straight ones that are the same all the way through have more to do with the Aikido. None of them are actually true traditional Tai Chi ones, which tend to be bamboo and they're very long. But like I said, it's fun to kind of give you an exposure to it. Also, I don't know if you noticed that the ends were done with different colors. We chose blue and orange because of Snow College. But what that does is allow them, as they're practicing the forms, to know which is, quote, the front and the back. Especially when you're doing figure eights with it. Sometimes you're doing forward figure eights, sometimes you're doing backwards figure eights. So it's nice to know which end of the stick is supposed to be going in which direction. Trust me, it can get kind of tricky. So, but that makes it really fun. The next one that we're going to do, well, first of all, let me say this. How many of you have ever heard of Qigong? Okay, so Qigong is like a big umbrella Tai Chi that's underneath of it. Some of the biggest differences is that Qigong has no martial art application. So when I say martial art, I don't want any glazed eyes out there. What is a martial art? What's the word martial in that? Military. Yes, good job, Jane. So, yes, martial has to do with military. So a martial art application has to do with the ability to defend yourself and also for offense as well, right? And so Qigong has no martial art application, whereas Tai Chi does. And so this particular form called heart form is really one for healing. Again, we have so much heart disease in our, in the world, but particularly in our country. And Dr. Lam is a medical doctor, although he has now completely left his practice to do Tai Chi full time. And just this simple one that you've seen them already do, he says the more that he does this, the more that he realizes how extremely powerful it is. And one of the things that I talk to my students about is that they need to elongate their spine and open up the lungs and get that circulation going, the blood and the oxygen going. So enjoy the heart form, and now you have a little bit of history behind it. So our next form is our first sword form, and it's called the Omega sword form, after my Sifu, who I learned it from, who is in the Omega studio in Utah County. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this is a traditional Tai Chi sword. It's a straight sword. Mastery of the sword is considered a lifelong pursuit. That it's so intricate, there's so much to know about it that it's considered, in order to master it, it'll take you a lifetime. So here's a simple one that we'll do for you, and I hope you enjoy it.
And who can say if you love as your heart shows only time? Can say what hearts as you love only time. And who can say what your heart finds when you love only time. Can't say when the roads meet that there might be in your heart. And who can say when the day sleeps if the night heals all your night heals all can say if you love as your heart shows only time. And who can say when the road flows, when the day flows, only time.
So our next form for you is the energy form. And I think you'll enjoy it. This is one that is traditionally used for Performance One. And yeah, I hope you like it. In that form particularly, it has a blend of different types of Tai Chi. Obviously, there's lots of different kinds because as they've been taught throughout the ages, everybody puts their own little twist to it. But Yang style, which we'll do a specific Yang style coming up pretty soon, is the most well-known. But Sun style, which this form is a combination of Sun and Yang and has some very unique aspects to it. One is that it particularly it uses spirals, like you saw them like in these movements where they're coming over and all this, because that builds chi. And so it allows you to actually have the force, if it is used for healing or for defense or even attacking, that it gets more power behind it. The second thing about it is that it has a blend between long, slow, flowing, and very quick and short and fast. So that's a Sun style. The next thing that we're going to do is another bow staff form. It's called Storm form. And Brandir, who is one of the members of the club, it's actually a form that he created, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So let's see for that one.
Present arms. Down. Commence.
So I'm forever telling my students, don't worry about when you make mistakes. I make mistakes in class, as they well know, but even Paul Lamb, he's in his 70s, okay? And I've seen him and worked with him in person, and he's made mistakes and had to turn to his trainers to remind him where he is in a form. So be generous with your not critiquing your peers, okay? Because they've learned a lot of these forms and having to try to do them, especially in front of peers, is the most difficult. So, as I mentioned before, Yang style is the most popular and most practiced type of Tai Chi, particularly the 24 forms. So they are going to perform the 24 forms for you with a twist. So enjoy it.
Back.
Before our last number, I'm just gonna put a little plug in for if you're enjoying anything that you've been watching tonight. I will be teaching in the fall. I will be teaching 24 forms in the fall. Tuesday and Thursdays from 4 to 4:50 in AC 100 over in the Horn Activities building. And because I don't try to teach the same ones both fall and spring. So I'll be teaching some other ones as well. Also, if you're enjoying it and took any pictures or videos or just want to like and put it out there and remind people that they can sign up in the fall or that you liked it or that there is a Tai Chi club, you know how that is. You got to get the word out. I don't think a lot of students still on campus. How many of you, if you didn't know somebody personally here, knew that this even existed at Snow College? Okay, it's still kind of quiet, even though I've been doing it now for, this is going on, this is my fourth year, so. But with that being said, there's, as you can see, there's a lot of different things to Tai Chi. We have, this last one is called the dragon form. And it's a sword form, and it is our signature piece. And I think you'll really enjoy it, so there you go.
Bob? Commence.
And just to clarify, if you really like the weapons, there's not time in Tai Chi class to learn them, so then you would have to join our club, which actually it always practices right after that 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock class. So from 5 to 6, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have Tai Chi Club, and that's where you get to learn all the fun stuff, the full uniforms, the weapons, all that fun stuff. So, I don't want to keep you very much longer, but I will say that every throughout the semester, I try to at least teach one aspect of self-defense. And so we have just a minute or two before this is supposed to be over. Would you guys like to just see even just one aspect of self-defense for your interest? Okay. Randir, well, actually, why don't all of you come out, because I haven't even introduced them appropriately. So Randir Jastra Lords, and he had, well, several of them, he and Brooke have both been teaching throughout last semester and this semester, and lots, chose music and things like that. Brooke Litster is our president for this semester. Devin Jensen is our vice president. And then we have Clay. There you go. I was like, it's in there. And then Micah Rash. So let's give him one more hand. So I'm going to have you guys pair up. Doesn't matter if somebody attacked the other person, and it doesn't matter. They're just going to, this is, when I was in Taekwondo, the black belts used to always just tell us is, well, how would you use it for self-defense, right? How would you? And so, I mean, we always learn certain things, but how would you? So I'm going to just put yourselves in pairs just really quick, and one of you attack and one of you defend, and go ahead and you can attack. However, I'm just going to turn this to my back, and you're going to do whatever. So you're just going to be able to just go ahead. And I tell my students over and over again, as soon as somebody attacks, your mindset has to be, you're not attacking me, I'm attacking you. I also talk to them about the fact that they need to be able to take out the knee so that they can't be followed. You have literally seconds, and you need to learn muscle memory. So I tell them, learn one thing and do it over and over and over and over again, so that you're not thinking. If you have to think if you're attacked, you're probably not in a very good place at that point in time. We have a couple of alumni here. I was wondering if I could get them to stand as well. Come on.
Abigail, Joseph, we're calling you out.
So, it's okay. And I wanted to, we have about 5 minutes. We don't need to take it all, just part, whatever, but I wanted to open it up if any of you had questions of any of the students, including the alumni, or myself. I thought I'd just open it up to the audience if you have any questions. Don't be shy. Nothing? Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and give them one more round of applause. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Okay, send it to her when she can send it to me. And then I would like do that one too, but I'm not going without the hands up. Right? I think they're going to have to. Okay, do you guys want to do one with your swords, so you both steps and everything? This is always a fun one to do, one like this.
Just twist around. So when they're back.
was here during that. Oh, you didn't, you both that. Okay, well, you guys keep your phones, people. I was saying, do you want to talk about this? Do weapons first. I mean, do swords first. Okay, you can, I was there. That's good. Get me guns for you. 07. Two girls in front, and then, hey, and then two forward, and then look, and do like that. So it's your head, 2, 2, so you have to get just outside first, and then back one.
Are we still live streaming?
What it looks like kids. Yes, it is still going.
Okay, well.
Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.